Hello, everyone. Tessa here with the IdeaPros marketing team, and today we are going to do a marketing Q&A, but I do have a cool layout for you all today. It's a little bit different, so let me know. Hey, Clarice, good to have you, Dr. Clarice. Let me know in the chat when you are live with us. I am going to ask some questions. I'm going to let some people come in. And then we're going to ask some questions and have you guys vote. We're going live in several places. So if you're over on LinkedIn, I will do my best to see your comments over there too. And of course, if you have a marketing question, let me know in the chat and I will answer we'll take questions anytime, but I have three questions that I'm going to ask you guys and see how your marketing knowledge is. All right. So let me know when you're here in the chat and we're going to get started here momentarily. I have marketing Q&A questions for you guys. All right. And I'll be looking over on the different platforms too. So one of the questions that I was asked recently was, what is the most effective way to reach your audience on social media? So let me know in the chat. Hey, Grant, good to have you. Let me know in the chat how you would answer this question. What's the most effective way to reach your audience on social media? And you can answer A. I know it's very late, isn't it? It's very light, but it's good. It feels good. What's the most effective way to reach your audience on social media? A, run ads. B, use as many social media platforms as possible. C, create a lot of content about everything possible. Or D, pay for bot followers. What's the most effective way to reach your audience on social media? I know, right? Okay, A. Let's see, Dr. Clarice, what do you think over there? And I'm looking through the different platforms, so bear with me. Okay, broad question. You're right. It is. What's the best strategy for B2B marketing to reach small and medium accounting firms? Oh, I like this. Okay, a challenge. Excellent. No, you're not out of the group, Levi. Actually, I was kind of surprised with, hey, Tessa, you're going to do the live today. So I'm glad you're here and you got the Facebook notification, but I did not send email today because it was just last minute. Okay, you're listening while you're driving. All right, no worries. You don't have to type anything in, but Grunt says, Martin over there with Try Grunt, which is an awesome app. I'll be testing out this weekend for him. He says run ads. And then to answer your question, a broad statement. So small to medium accounting firms, I'm going to think about that. But B2B is, I love LinkedIn for B2B. So it is my favorite platform. And it would, to reach accounting firms, I am so curious. You're going to have to give me a little bit more information about who your target audience is and what problem you solve. And then I'll be able to help you out with that. So number one, or A, I should say, run ads. It is one of the most effective ways that you can test content to reach a targeted audience. So a lot of people are scared of ads and they don't want to spend money, or they've tried it and they did a horrible job, so they lost a bunch of money. But really, ads can be very, very strategic, where you can test messaging, you can try different headlines, you could do just tiny little ad campaigns. You don't need, the bigger the ad campaign, the better is that it's going to perform. So if you have more ad dollars, it is going to perform better in the big picture. It's going to learn from itself and be able to produce more people for you. But I'll give you an example. I did an ad for a puzzle that's a Kickstarter project with Puzzle. And the first time around, we did just a broad range, kind of what I call the wide net, where we're just trying to reach an audience. All they had to do was view a video for 15 seconds or a through play, and then we retargeted them with very specific messaging and a link to a landing page. So we wanted to have the end result be a landing page view. And we're paying about 25 cents per landing page view, and 40%, I think it was 40% of his donation, or, the contributions to the Kickstarter. I believe it was that much. Maybe it was a little less than that. But a lot of people were coming through social media because we were targeting people who wanted to look at puzzles specifically, were puzzle people, or, that liked the mystery. Actually, it's just flat out puzzles for that one, because it's a mystery. You guys have to check it out. It's Tooniverse, and it's over on Kickstarter. I love it. My mom's going to get one. Anyway, you can run very, very targeted ads. So yes, Grunt, answer 1 for A is an answer. So let's go through the other ones though, because a lot of you are probably saying, Tessa, if I post on every social media platform, it's going to be better. I would challenge you to say post on the social media platforms that your target audience is browsing on, for the reason that you would get in front of them. So sometimes, especially with the B2B, LinkedIn's amazing for B2B. I do most of my business, even from the beginning, most everything I did was in LinkedIn. Even when I had no website, my business was my web design company was getting business because of my LinkedIn outreach and profiles. So it can be very effective to find, maybe those accounting firms over in LinkedIn, if that's where they are. And if they are hanging out there. If they're not hanging out there, probably not. But it is extra marketing. You can get down to just so specific, like I want a specific firm, or I want a specific, person with this title in this area who makes this much money. And I mean, it's amazing what you can do with LinkedIn. Awesome. Okay, you can reduce your clients' cost by 50%. Okay, now you got to reach out to me and tell me more. Tell me more. But it helps them reduce costs and access the bigger talent pool. Nice. Well, we all need staff. That's for sure. For sure. But I do say, make sure you're not trying to post just to post, because if you're doing it right, you're not just creating one post and using it everywhere, because not everywhere can fit that one size. You're creating several posts and different lengths, and you're thinking about that audience, because an audience on Facebook versus Twitter versus Pinterest is going to be very different. So it's not all about just volume. It's about making sure that your audience is there and that you're speaking to your audience in that space, right? That makes sense where they are. Because if you're talking about, I don't know, trying to think of something that's more, even acupuncturists can do well in the B2B space if they're talking about getting a break from your work week, or super stressed, get some relief on a hump day. So I really think you could probably be over there and be business targeted. But there's got to be dog daycare. Maybe that's not where you would go for dog. You would go to Facebook, because there are lots of dog videos over on Facebook. But you get the idea. The content is appropriate for where you are. Pinterest tends to be how-tos. It's typically moms. And we just met with the ad team at Pinterest and found out a lot more, which is super interesting. But they're very much a future platform. So Pinterest is, you're planning a party, you're planning something, right? If you think about it, this is very, very true. And I had no idea about this, but Pinterest is a very future platform. It's not a lot about what you did last week. It's what you're going to do next week. So think about that when you're planning for your, which platforms make the most sense, and be strategic. Your time is worth so much. Don't waste your time at all, ever. So make sure you're putting your time in the places that it's going to be the most effective. So create lots of content about everything possible. And I didn't have anyone answer this one, but which is good, because you don't want a lot of content about everything. You want to be very specific about what you're trying to accomplish. Grunt needs drivers that are going to be in a certain area. Their content should be targeted at that area and targeted at that person that's going to be driver for him. Maybe it's the construction, industry, and he's going to be targeting for the app. He's not going to be posting about, I don't know, how to get the fastest, something totally different than construction. If his business is specifically construction, clearly I'm not thinking clear today. So bear with me. It's a typical Friday. So, you want to be specific. You want to be very aware of what's going to what the pain points are. And I know Odin over there, you love pain points as much as I do. Those triggers, they're hot buttons. What gets them to take action? What problem are you solving? And what's the transformation that you help them get? Because they don't buy a product or an app. They don't buy that. They buy the solution. They buy the outcome, the transformation. They buy how you're going to make life different for them. So for Grunt, and I'm just using you because you're easy, but for Grunt, his app is going to make construction, all the construction teams that are in the middle of their project and have to stop to go to the Home Depot that's an hour or two away, total trip because they get distracted and have to eat. That person, it's going to make it so they don't have to stop their work. They're not going to lose money on the construction site. They're going to be able to hit deadlines. What is the transformation? What makes a difference to them hitting a deadline and not being behind because you don't have all the parts? That's a transformation, right? So that's what we would be doing with specific content, not all content, just specific content that really, really speaks to that audience. And please don't pay for bot followers. It does not help your account. They're the wrong people. It ruins the algorithm. Like, you need real people that are your real target audience, and really make that effort to go find those people. It's not hard to go find where your audience is hanging out and start liking, commenting, and sharing. Use the C method, the study, engage, and educate. It's very good in groups, in just regular posts, in your feed. Make sure you're looking at what you want to attract to you. Okay, so I know it's our nature is to go and then see all the cool things that we like. I don't know, Forged in Fire for my boyfriend. Like, he loves Forged in Fire. Well, if I start looking at cats on his phone, he's going to start getting content about cats, not Forged in Fire, or the things that he's looking at, right? So it's going to change the algorithm, and it's going to change it for your business. It's going to change it for you. So make sure you're looking at the things that you want to attract to you on your business page. Otherwise, you will see very different things. And Facebook does look at what our actions are and match people to us, to our page. What are we talking about? What are we looking at? What are we liking, commenting, and sharing on? That's how the algorithm knows anything about us. Okay, now that I'm off my soapbox on that, I'm going to go over here to the next slide, and you guys can answer this question for me. So let me know in the chat. Would you pick, how can you improve your website's SEO? These are all questions that people ask me, and I was just not going to bore you with like typical Q&A. So I'm doing it this way. Okay. How can you improve your SEO, your website's SEO? Answer A, B, C, or D in the chat. I'm going to keep looking. So let me know A, B, C, or D. And while you're doing that, I'm going over to LinkedIn to see if we have any other answers, because they're not showing up. I'm just going to refresh this page. I know you guys have answers over there. You haven't left me yet. I know you're there, Miss Clarice, too, but you're driving, so I'm not going to make you. All right. So LinkedIn, we have, okay, answer A, B, C, or D. What do you think it is? Let's see what we have over here. Okay. Midasser, what do you think? Anything? Okay. See, now it's like delayed today. So bad. Okay. Hire a company, Levi says. Yes. For your social media, hire a company for sure. Or for website SEO, you could do the same. So Midasser says maybe D, add tracking codes to all your pages. Let's see. Okay. A, pack the page with keywords. You do not want to just pack your page with keywords. I'm going to come back to who got the right answer in just a second. Pack your page with keywords. You don't want to just put a whole bunch of the keyword in in the previous times when I was doing web design, that was a possibility. And you could just put a whole bunch of white text if it was a white page and put a whole bunch of keywords on a page, and that worked. But that's not how SEO works now. You don't want to overpack your page with keywords because it is looking for natural language. So you can have the keyword phrases on there several times, like I would say 3 to 4. If you use Yoast, which is a great tool for a WordPress website, you can actually optimize your page with that. It will tell you if you have it enough or not enough or too much. So think about that when you're doing your page. It needs to seem more natural. So B, don't take people off your website with links to other pages. So this is a common thing, especially with the landing pages. You hear this a lot, like don't want any links to any other pages. On a landing page, that might be true because you're giving the target, you're giving the traffic to that landing page. So you could, have it stop with no other external links, but that page is not crawlable by the search engine because it is usually a standalone page. So it doesn't matter. It's not going to judge you, especially if you don't have that page as a crawlable page, because you're just sending your target audience there through social media, through ads, through a different, mechanism. But when you're working with your website, you do want links off to other sites. And I'm going to preface this with, it's especially good if it's someone who links back to you. It's called a reciprocal link. So when you have those, they're linking to you and you're linking to them, it builds a strong bond in the SEO world. So you do want those because it shows that you're reputable and that there's a relationship there, right? And the internet really, Google only cares about one thing, and that's delivering traffic to the correct, getting people the information that they need as fast as humanly possible so that they search again and that they browse on all of the platforms, right? So make sure that you do include some of those links. Do get reciprocal links where somebody's linking to you and you can link to them. Do link to reputable sources which have high ranking pages. So the rankings, it'll say how good is that? What's the reputation score of this page, right? The higher the reputation score, like, I don't know, Johns Hopkins Hospital, if you have, medical scrubs, like that's a great link for somebody that you could link out to, and hopefully you have a link back from them. But it helps to show the search engine that you're referencing important topics if those are on blogs, but it also shows, if that reciprocal happens, that you're reputable. So C, choose relevant keywords and similar phrases in use in a sentence. Okay, so to be fair, there are 2 answers that I would have accepted for this one. So C was one of the correct ones, and so was D. So C is to put keywords on your page and similar phrases. So SEO wants to see if I'm saying website and I also say web page, or I'm using different terms for the same thing that people might use, it does know that you're talking, it sees it as a full topic. So if that page is all around a topic that stays in what I call a silo, it's all about the same thing, right? It's not all these different topics everywhere, then it's going to be better for you. And if you use it in a sentence, so you're using the keywords as you would speak them normally. Also use them in headlines, use them around the page so they're in different places. But one of the best places to put it is in the H1 tag. And if you don't know coding, it's okay. Ask your web developer, say, hey, can we check our metadata and our H1 tags? What do you think about getting back? Well, yes, definitely get news articles. Not only do syndication news articles, not only do they help you from a link perspective, from an SEO standpoint, but they also help you from a social proof standpoint. So if you are able to get an article on a news channel, if you look at IdeaPros, he's got all these news articles. So, we put them on the website, we link to them, and then we also have them, the icons. So it's a great way for you to show that you're reputable, for sure. Now, some of the platforms are kind of easier to get on, so they don't have as much of a quality score. So you might want to check. And if you know on the backlinks, if you're an SEO person, you know how to disavow a link. If one's really bad, you can say, hey, I don't want to be associated with that one. It's really bad. So that's possible too. But SEO is a really popular question right now because everyone wants that organic traffic, but organic traffic is extremely hard to get. It takes time to do SEO. Your website needs to be crawled. Number one, if you got a brand new website, you actually have to tell Google that you exist. Local listings are a great way to get backlinks. So you have listing websites that are out there, and those can be changed quickly in case you want to do specials. So you can show that you're always updating them. Other SEO tricks, you can have a blog on your website. Very, very good because it's different topics and it shows that you're always updating your website. So many ideas on that. If you want more information about SEO, just let me know in the chat. All right, one more question for you guys, and then I'll take any marketing questions that you guys have in the chat. I know we started a little bit late, so we can definitely stay on extra. All right, last question that was asked to me, and I'm just trying to do it in a fun way. Which metrics should you be tracking? A, B, C, D, or any combination of? This is fun. There's so many metrics. And when I say metrics, I mean things that you can track a real number to so that you can see how effective all of your campaigns are. So KPIs is another way, key performance indicators. That's another way that people say. What do you think? I'm going to give you guys a second while I check over in LinkedIn. So we have lots going on. Yep, load more comments. They are taking forever today to load, folks. Okay, ABC, you're fine. Madasta, that's what we're here for. We go online every single Friday at 3 p.m. Well, it's noon Pacific time. We do this, and we're happy to chat with you anytime. In fact, I can get an SEO expert. I have an amazing guy. If you want to know more, we can definitely have him on for a show. No, it's good. It's good. Oh, yes. High. So we all know that high DA, or yes, backlinks help. But what about low DA websites? So I would say that you want to disavow anything that's too low because it will, there are junk, black hat type activities that people do sometimes. And, if you're not careful, your SEO company could be getting you bad links, and they do hurt your numbers. So you definitely don't want to do that. If somebody's backlinking to you, you don't have a lot of control. You can do the disavow, but you can't just say, hey, forget that. It's a little harder than that. So, if somebody's linking to you and they're a bad website, you can put some actions in motion and try to get that better, but I would just do more good. So anytime there's something bad, you have bad review, you have bad, something's just not performing well, do some of the good stuff to counteract the bad. So if you want to do some blogs, look at how you can get better links. Maybe it's getting an article or trying to get a PR opportunity going. We have two very amazing PR people. So Paul Fitzgerald and Brooke Young, they're great. They can get some extra publicity, two different types of publicity really, but you can get some good publicity that's really healthy, nurturing, because those can continue to feed you for quite a while after. But to answer Grunt's question, ABC, technically all of these are important. And that's why I said that. Now, the only one, your ROI, your return on investment, and you're right, that could have been one of those that it's not as important, but you should be tracking it, because I had somebody tell me the other day, we did the math, and then they realized how much they had spent in advertising and how much cost per, lead that was. And at some point it's not worth it, right? So you got to think, is that helping me or not? If you're new in the app space too, which I know Grant is, you don't have income coming in from that, but that's how much you can, it's a little bit on like influence, return on influence. If you are just starting out and you don't have sales going on, it might be how good is the number for what you're trying to get. Is that followers or whatnot, right? Oh, I'm glad you're here. So this, I would track website visitors. I would track a ton of statistics, but for me, I want to know how many people are coming to the website. I also want to know, where are they coming from, which isn't even on this list, but I want to know, do I get most of it from direct links? Is if a direct link might be from my business card, a billboard, something, it might just be somebody typing it in because they heard about me or they had a referral. Or is it from social media, or is it from a certain campaign? Is it coming from ads? Is it coming from video ads? Is it coming from, social media posts? Is it coming from a specific influencer? I guess the reason why I put this one on here is more important than anything. Make sure that you have Google Analytics, which the newest version is Google GA4, which is Google Tag Manager. Make sure that you have Google Analytics on your website and that it's working. A lot of people say, oh, I have the code on my website. It's fine. Go into Google Analytics and make sure when you go to that page, visit it on a new screen and make sure that you see at least one visitor. If you don't see that, it's not working. So you do want to make sure you have tracking. Now, there's some other things that you can track. There's a Facebook pixel. You can track, every platform pretty much has its own pixel. But we also can just look at our social media engagement. And I say that because a lot of people only look at followers and likes, and that's about it, right? So engagement is likes as well, but I think it's important to see, are the conversations good that you're having? Do you have people that are following you that are the right people? If you don't have any conversations going on, but hey, your followers are going up, but nothing is happening, no comments, very possible you don't have the right audience. Because if they don't care or they're not motivated, either you're not saying the right thing or it's the wrong audience. So keep in your mind, like, how is social media doing? Is it improving my situation? Are more people finding out about me? Is it helping my brand to get out there? Because social media is very, very effective, but it only actually accounts for about 5% of the sales in the world. It's kind of crazy, but that's an average, right? Social media doesn't have a huge, and that's just a general number, like 5% is like the average that they had this year. I mean, it's probably going to be totally different after Black Friday, right? So social media engagement is important to track. Number of posts. Now, this one, I think it's important, but it's more important that you look at you and what you can do and what you can commit to. More posts does not necessarily mean more conversion. So if you're just doing like pictures of cats when you have an app, then that's not about cats, it's not going to get you anywhere, right? So if the posts are relevant and you're consistent about how many you do, whatever that is, just commit to your number, then track it, because you want to be accountable to yourself and consistent. If you start and have 10 posts when you first get the month starts, you do 10 posts all at once, and then you do nothing for 25 more days, and then you come back, it's not going to, you're going to do that same cycle again. You're not going to have followers left. It's consistency. It's showing up. It's staying top of mind. Remember, social media is top of mind marketing. It's how you stay in somebody's frame of view so that you can get, something to them, a service. Remember that that's all, everything that we do is to provide a service for other people. We're helping people, whether we're selling an app, a product, a service, it's all about helping someone else. So we stay top of mind, because any moment in time, a no is just a not now. So if they mentally have not clicked on your ad yet, it's just not right timing, not right messaging, or not right solution for them to move forward. So let me know in the chat if this was helpful. I know this was a super quiet day because we didn't have that many. I didn't have any emails go out. So it's just the notifications from social. So thank you all for being the diehards. I appreciate you and love you. Thank you for being here. If you're watching this on the replay, #replay, and let me know. I hope you played along and you did the questions as you saw them, so I can come back to it. And we'll be here next week. Hopefully, I hope. Oh, I have to say that we have a Pitchcraft event coming up. Let me stop my share. So Fred with IdeaPros, if you don't know him already, he is awesome. I don't know if you've met him yet. So Fred, well, most of you have, but Madasser, I don't know if you've seen or heard of Fred, but Pitchcraft is a pitch. It's a pitch workshop. So you're fine tuning your workshop you're fine tuning your pitch so that it can be short and super to the point. It could be for investors. That's how we actually set this up, is for people who need to pitch to investors. Don't we all have to raise money for our businesses all the time? So it could be customers. It could be how you're pitching to customers or influencers or, partnerships. But it is on the 16th. You're new here. Well, I'm glad you are. Well, Fred Carey is amazing. You'll see when you look at the Pitchcraft, just look up Fred Carey and you'll see what he's all about. He has so much experience raising money for businesses, but he also has successful exits and all kinds of things that he has experience on. But if you want to come, that's free. It's a workshop that's free, but you need to sign up now because they fill up, and you do have to meet with our team to make sure that you're committed to doing it. And I'll just tell you in advance, it is not like, this call is just to make sure that we understand what your goals are, what you want to accomplish from it, because I like to meet everyone's expectations all the time. So we are going to ask you what you're trying to accomplish. And we're also going to ask that you're committed to showing up and doing the pitch practice. So you don't have to have your pitch 100%, but you do have to say, hey, I'm going to practice when I'm there, because we're going to go into breakout rooms where you get to brainstorm and kind of work with other people in like a peer-to-peer environment, which is awesome because you get real feedback live with real time. But you do have to show up and do that. If I put you in a room and you and the other person are there, but you're not willing to talk, then it's going to be really hard for that person to get feedback. So that's what our pre-call is just to make sure that you're committed to showing up and that you want your slot and you want the ticket. As soon as you have that meeting, we'll get the ticket over to you so you can join us for that 2-hour event, which is awesome. And I am shocked when I see how much people change and how much they improve. We had some amazing ones. If you want to just check back, we have some of them up on social media so you can see what they look like. Yay. Okay. Sign up now because it fills fast, and we do not have another one scheduled for next month. So it's most likely going to move to quarterly after this. I'm not 100% sure. So get in. And Odin, you should get in and pitch with us. I know you have something you can pitch. So we'll see you guys all next week. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a blessed week. Okay, Fridays at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Hit the bell so you get notifications, and we'll see you all next week. Have a blessed week. Bye.